What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you another episode of Local Diaries. We'll just dive right in. So for this episode, we have been keeping track of your views, your comments, and what you guys have been wanting to. We've been keeping track of the channel and what has been the most seen and what has been most wanted by you. So we are bringing back from the grave, from the fires of hell, Rescue Ace. This deck has been a favorite of mine, but ever since the OSS package was hit, we have kind of taken a step back, but we have been cooking up for a better way to play this deck that can be a little bit more proficient, efficient, and a good meta counter. So let me show you what we're cooking. This is crazy. There is no Fiendsmith in here. There is no Bystials. There is none of that. We are playing Rescue Ace to a form that is never been seen before. So let me show you the profile and then we'll head to locals. Okay, you guys, so I am super pumped playing this. Sorry if the quality it doesn't look as great. I have no power right now, so we're rolling with natural light as much as we can. But again, I'm just super excited to play this and we'll see how far we can get with it. We are playing 3 copies of Rescue Ace Hydrant, 2 Turbulence, 2 copies of Preventer, 3 copies of Airlifter, 2 copies of Rescue Ace Impulse, and 1 Fire Engine. So I know we've seen the Rescue Ace package in Vanquish Soul with 3 Impulse and the Air Raider or Fire Attacker. I decided to not play that big of a engine for Impulse just because seeing it when going first is never great because it gives us no value. Going second for sure, but I wanted to minimize on how many bricks that we played in this deck because, you know, opening up these big bodies without any other rescue names can be hurtful. And so we were trying to minimize that as much as we can, which alongside it, you know, we're playing the standard 3 copies of Emergency, 1 each of the Rescue, Alert, HQ, Contain, and Extinguish. And again, like these 5 are also bricks. This paired with a Hydrant is totally fine, but like opening them really does suck. And so we're playing a higher card count so that way we can avoid seeing this as much as we can. Because if we can go through the night not opening it, it'll be good. But if we do, then you know, it happens, right? Then for some support cards, we're playing 1 copy of Rhoda and 1 1-for-1 just to get into Airlifter and to Hydrant. Either or works. Honestly, just being able to see it will be helpful. Plays into Droll with the Rhoda, but it's fine. We can semi-play around it. And then we also complemented playing the Wanted engine, so we are playing 2 copies of Dia Bellstar, 3 copies of Wanted, 1 Deception, 1 Hallowed, and 1 Sinful Slumber Morian. So yes, Deception is like the one expensive card for this engine so far. The Rescue Ace package you can get, you know, for like under $25, you know, if you go low rarity. But since everything has been reprinted, you know, it's fairly cheap. Deception is going to be the one card that does run you, it being at $20. But you know, Dia Bellstar's reprinted, Wanteds have been reprinted, and then, you know, these are just really easy to get from Rhoda, and then I think this was an LEDE, if I remember right. But anyways, you know, you're totally fine on that engine. And then we do complement it with 1 more engine, and this is going to be where things get a little controversial. We play the Millennium engine with 3 Singenjin, 2 Golem, and then 1 Wedju. Opening Wedju is kind of like full combo to get into your Rescue Ace package, which is really nice. Wanted just the Dia Bellstar engine or the Azamuna engine just kind of like solidifies the negate for you. So that way your Turbulence can resolve, which is what we really need. And this can also get you into that as well, which is really awesome. Then for our last slots, we are playing 3 copies of Ash to just kind of hit any of the Molcharmies. 3 copies of Droll because we don't really search a whole lot, but it's also really great. And then 3 copies of Imperm because Imperm It's not very good into the meta, but we can't really play Dominus Impulse because we're playing the Millennium Engine, and we also can't play Super Poly because our extra deck is really tight. And I figured Imperm was probably our best bet, just being able a one-off effect negation just for local sake. Also being able to set it just kind of poses a threat, especially in a deck like this where it's just like setting those Rescuace traps can be just a little bit of a threat. So this is a big deck count. It is 46 if I recall right. So it is a little big, but it being big is to our advantage and hoping that we don't open any of those one-ofs that will hurt us. But moving to the extra deck, we are playing one copy of Ilia Silva, one copy of Murcielago, and one Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. Going second, the Snake Eyes Doom Dragon is crazy. Going first, not so much, but I mean it's part of the combo to get into our Rescuace package from with this. Ilia Silva just set up a negate. Murcielago is really just a search out for the Morian if we need it. But it's there just in case we do. Then for Xyz, we play one copy of Zombie Vampire. This is how we get into the Rescuace engine. This saw some play in Master Duel for Snake Eyes at one point with Beatrice as well, but since Beatrice is banned, we don't really need Beatrice. We just need this to kind of like help us full combo. And then a standard Rescuace extra deck. We're playing one copy of Anima, one Almirage, one IP. We're playing two SP Little Knight. This is to help us make sure that Turbulence resolves. Play one Sunlight, one Hida, one Promethean Princess, one World Sea Dragons Galantis, one Amblo Whale, and one Salaman Great Raging Phoenix. So the nice thing about this extra deck too is Snake Eyes Doom Dragon is probably the most expensive card in this extra deck, maybe even Zombie Vampire. But this is probably like the most expensive card at $8. And I guess SP playing two of it, but I mean, get two supers, you're totally chilling. Since the rest of this has been reprinted in rarity collections, you're really not hurting for value on these cards, which is really nice. Moving to the side deck, we had to make some choices here just for local sake. You know, this is just to be as budget as we can, but we are playing three copies of Nibiru because I think Nibiru is going to be really good in the side. And then we're playing three books of Eclipse. I think Eclipse right now is going to be really, really good. Being able to kind of hurt Mitsurugi somewhat in their capabilities to stop us going second, but also being able to just book the Ryziels, any of those rogue decks too. You know, it'll be really nice. We're also playing three copies of Mistaken Arrest. This is probably going to be the biggest price tag for your extra deck, but I think Mistaken Arrest is going to be really good. We saw it be really, really good in the NAWCQ, so there's that. We're also playing two Thrust with one Duster, one D-Barrier, one Daruma, and one Mischief of the Gnomes. I think Daruma is just a really good card right now. Hurts Malice, hurts Ryziel. You know, again, it's just another book of card which can really help us just break through boards. But yeah, that is it for this deck. Let's see how far we can put out some fires with Rescuace. All right, so here we are at Duke. You know, we played through round 1 and 2. It's only 3 rounds tonight. Only like 8 people showed up. So round 1 we play against Dragon Ruler Tenpai, and game 1 we just conceded. He set up too much board presence. There was no way we could crack it. We go game 2. We were able to just control the board like Rescuace does best. Didn't see the Wanted engine or the Millennium engine, which was unfortunate. Game 3 was a little bit back and forth, but we just weren't able to take it in the crackback. He just had enough to just push through in my life. So there was that. And then we go round 2, play against Live Twin Sprite. He went first, he won the die roll, went first. We were able to we opened up the nuts. We had the Wanted, we had the Millennium, and Turbulence in hand. So I mean, we were able to start with the Millennium engine, made our way into the Wanted engine, and then eventually got to Rescuace, and we just burned through his entire board and OTK'd, and we just controlled the tempo and took it. Game 2, he went first again. We had Impulse, luckily Impulse resolved, and we were able to just go into preventer, fire engine, airlifter, searching emergency, with hydrant in hand, and we were just able to just OTK. We just played through his board like it was crazy through the interruptions that he had, and we just OTK with the Promethean and the Zealantis line, and we were just able to take it. So 1-1 with one more round left. We'll see where we go from here. Honestly, the deck is fun still. When you see the Millennium, when you see the Wanted engine or the Azamina engine, the deck can pop off, but it's like, my unfortunacy was seeing Hollowed Azamina a lot, and it's just a one of in both round 1 and 2. Mainly game 1 and round 1, and game 1, round 2 as well. So there's that for me. But it worked out. So things happen, and we just play through it. If you think a higher card count, we wouldn't see it, but it's okay. It's okay. And then the hand interruptions that we do play with Ash, Imperm, Endril. I mean, so far I haven't seen it. We saw the Ash twice in round 1, but that was about it. Yeah. One more round. So round 3, playing against the one deck that I knew we weren't going to win against, Mitsuru Raizio. Game 1, he wins the die roll. He goes first. He goes full combo and a full board. We did not want to play through it, so we were just like, let's go game 2, because there was no way we were going to play through it and to give him hand knowledge while we were playing. So we were just like, yeah, we'll go game 2. We go game 2. We played in a draw, which was the only way we were going to play. Like, there was no line that made sense that we couldn't play through. Yeah, we just couldn't establish a board. We weren't able to get Turbulent, Fly. We went into Wanted and did some funny stuff, but it was that. Oh, we ended up taking an L. We tried our best, but it wasn't enough to play through the board. He Exiton nuked the board and then just passed it back to me, and I just couldn't do much, so it just stalemate. So, but he eventually took it. So, right as soon as I get in the Mitsu engine, just clap. So,
Oh yeah, you were checking that.
we ended up 1-2 for 3 rounds. We tried. Deck's fun still. Had we just seen the Millennium engine, I think maybe if we upped the Millennium engine a bit, probably like more Wedgie Temples or something, it'd be better. But I don't know. We'll see. But that's it for this Locals, everyone. Thanks for joining along. We might give Rescue Ace another try, but I know for sure Friday, we know what we're going to play. You ain't going to like it, but I just want to flex, so we're going to play it. But we'll pass it over to you.